Get you out of my mind. It's like I feel it for the first time. Been thinking about you all night. I've been searching for this all night.
Hey everybody, so in my last video I asked you guys if you had any questions, leave them in the comments about the tattoos, and y'all had a lot of questions, so we're gonna answer them today quickly. So I've got all the questions here. You guys left just enough, so I'm going to answer them for y'all. If you see a commotion in the background, it's the kids, but I thought I'd quickly answer these questions for you guys. So question number one was, is Mr. G, aka Hubster, going to do your future tattoos? Now she's just referring to my husband. His name is Marco, and yes, he will be doing all future tattoos. Well, most likely as long as we're together. Yes, he will be doing all my future tattoos. He's the only one I trust to do my tattoos, so he'll definitely be doing them. The second question is, what is the meanings of the boys' names? So over here I have Miles. Miles is named after the musician Miles Davis. So he is named after that musician. He was a jazz musician. He has passed away already, but he was named after Miles Davis. And yeah, Miles Morales from Spider-Man came after that. So he's not named after Spider-Man, he's named after Miles Davis, the jazz musician. Orion is named after the stars. He is named after Orion's belt, which is like 3 stars that are in a line. It's basically the hunter. So yeah, Orion is named after Orion's belt, the star constellation. So that's that. Then, do I even feel pain anymore? I thought this was such a funny question. Yes, I do. It is still and can still be very painful. Yeah, you don't go numb after like a while. It still hurts. It still hurts. So yeah, I do still feel pain. Question 4, on a scale of 1 to 10, what would I rate the pain for each tattoo? So I have quite a lot of tattoos, but so this one I would put it like if 1 was like okay and 10 was the worst, this one would be a 3, this one would be maybe a 5, this one was a little bit painful, so I'll say a 6, this one maybe, I don't even remember, but I think this one maybe a 6 also. This one was like a 2, I didn't feel anything. The one on my foot was like a 15, that was the worst. The one on my thigh was about an 8, that one was quite painful. And the one on my back I would say was about a 7. Fingers in total, I would put them at about a 7 as well. So that's how I would rate the pain of each tattoo. Oh, this one also, this one was kind of painful, but I'll probably say about a 6. Yeah, so that's where I would rate them. Mommy! Yeah. What tattoo do you love the most and why? I don't know if there's like one specific one that I love the most. I kind of love them all. Let me think. Well, like obviously these are very sentimental because it's my kids' names. This one's my grandmother's name, so it's quite sentimental. But like my favorite tattoo, I think it might be this one, to be honest. I think it might be this one because grow through what you go through. It's obviously very important to me, and I'm very big on growth. So this is just like a constant reminder to me to like always push and always grow through my circumstances. So yeah, so I think I would say this one, but I really do love the new ones a lot, so it's kind of hard to choose. But I do love all my tattoos. I wouldn't say there's one that I specifically love the most. Question number 6, which tattoo was the most expensive? So this is a funny question because I've been getting my tattoos from Marco from before we were dating. The only one he didn't do was the one on my back. So I paid for this one 9 years ago. I tried to ask my cousin if she remembered how much, but we couldn't remember. But I think we paid around 250 or 350 for these, 350 rand. And the one on my back I got not long after that, but by like a really dodgy guy, and I should have known by the price, but he was charging 300 rand, I think it was 800 rand for 2 tattoos. So I did one and my mom did one, so that would have probably been my most expensive, but the rest I haven't paid with in cash. It's my husband, so I'm not going to pay for them. I am a bit of like his guinea pig. So in terms of most expensive, like, they're not really that expensive. The one that probably would be the most expensive if I paid for them would be the one on my thigh. So if you're not sure what I'm referring to, go watch my tattoo tour video. It went up not long before this, but I think because of the size of that one and the amount of time it took, that one would have been my most expensive if I paid for it. So yeah, what can I say, I get them for free. So yeah, so then question number 6, which tattoo do you want to redo and why? So the only one I want to redo, like in terms of completely change, a lot of them need touch-ups, but I don't want to change them. The only one I want to change is the one on my back, because it did it by a dodgy guy and I don't like the way it turned out. Even though we have tried to fix it, like, I'd change it. So that's the only one that I would change. I just don't like the way it looks, and it doesn't have like such a great meaning to me. Besides the birds being like my parents and my brother, the bow itself is like, I'm just like over it. So I do want to change it. If it was done better, I wouldn't have a problem, but I don't like the way it was done. So yeah, that's the one I would change. Then question 8, which tattoo do you absolutely regret? I don't regret any of my tattoos. Like, I'm not a person that regrets anything. I feel like everything happens for a reason, and everything happens when it's supposed to happen, and everything makes you the person you are today. So no, I don't regret any of my tattoos, nothing. So yeah. And then question number 9, what should you do if you're scared you're going to regret getting your tattoo? So what I always say is that if you really want a tattoo but you're scared you're going to get bored of it or whatever, get something very symbolic, so like a parent's name or a pet's name or a grandparent or a date or something very important to you, but then also put it in a place where you're not going to see it often. So on your back, at the back of your arms, on your legs, anywhere that, like the back of your neck, or places where you're not going to see it often, then you won't have to worry about getting bored with it. Once you've had that one and you see how you feel, you can then kind of go from there. But if you're scared you're going to regret it, I definitely say just put it in a place where you're not going to see it and start small. So then you'll know where you kind of stand after that with tattoos. And then the final question, question number 10, which tattoo was the most painful and which was the least painful? So this is similar to the other question, but my most painful was the one on my foot, that one, and maybe the finger tattoos. These were really sore. So yeah, those were my most painful tattoos. So that and the one on my foot. I think the one on my foot was the worst, and then these second, a close second, but those were the most painful because they're right on the bone. So anywhere that's on the bone is going to be really sore. My absolute least painful tattoos is this one. You see it's on like a really fatty area, and this one. So they were painful to an extent, but definitely least painful for my body. Pain tolerance differs from person to person. So I know people that have got it on their back that were like, that's a breeze. I've got it on my back, and I was like, no. So it depends on you and your pain tolerance. You won't know until you try also. But different areas are definitely more painful for different people. Also, shading versus outlining is different also for people. Like for me, the shading is more painful. For other people, that's the least painful part for them. So yeah, it just depends on you as a person. But I would recommend, if you're scared of the pain, to avoid any areas that are like have bone in them, like bony areas, you know, because like things like that is like really painful. But yeah, that's all the questions. If you guys have any other questions, leave them down below and I will answer them in the comments. We're coming almost to the end of our tattoo series, I guess, and I hope you guys are really enjoying it. Please don't forget to subscribe, like, comment and share, and if you're a returning subscriber, welcome back as always, you know. So yeah, that's basically it for this video. I hope you guys really enjoyed it, and I'll see you in my next one. Bye.